3, 2, 1, Tetris. Don't know why I did that weird voice, but do you know what? We're just gonna accept it and we're gonna move on, okay? Let us introduce our players. On the left-hand side, we've got EvanJ, a roller hailing from the United States of America, has a PAL PB of 615. And on the right, we've got Anjing, is a hybrid player hailing from Brunei, has a personal best of 490. Should be a very interesting matchup here. And the beauty of the scene is that I don't, it's fine, I can do this. It's incredible. You guys can't see what I just did, but trust me, it makes my life so much easier. Anyway, both players are getting started here. It's early game. No significant issues so far. Oh, Evan set up for the Vits, but the long bar didn't come in time. And so instead put a L piece down there and is now looking for probably another L piece just to slot in there. But the game is not being kind. Eventually does come, but has to take a burn. There we go, Tetris for Evan, finally. Anjing does have the lead, but is 5 lines ahead. So I think it's actually relatively neck and neck. 79 for EvanJ, 115 for Anjing, another Tetris for Anjing, another Tetris for EvanJ. So Anjing remains about 1 Tetris in the lead here. Unfortunately, that long bar was only good for a triple for Evan. See, both players keeping it clean. And, the beautiful thing about PAL is that you can be a DAS player and you'll be fine, which is crazy, You don't see that many rollers, although Evan is definitely rolling. And it's definitely giving him more piece mobility than you would with DAS. You can see how the pieces still do shoot either side, but it's not as big of an advantage as you would get in NTSC. Anjing getting a little bit high is set up for the Vits, but I've looked away for 1 second, which you should never fucking do when restreaming, and Anjing, in a little bit of a situation, is gonna get some burns to take it out of the initial danger zone, but it is still gonna slow down their pace slightly. It does give Evan the opportunity to take back some of this lead. Gets a double square tuck there. Currently at 223, make that 242 to Anjing's 260. I don't know what the head shake was for, Evan. But he does now take the lead as Anjing gets a Tetris of their own, but they are now tied 281 to 281. Enough of bits from Evan. We love to see it. Hype move. And we're about 20 lines away from transition to level 16. And Evan disappointed in his stack. I must say, usually you look at rollers, stone cold face, Evan plays like a roller, but he has facial expressions like a DAS player. Gets the well open, does Evan. Didn't lose any pace to Anjing. Oh, but the timing of that long bar was quite unfortunate for Evan. And the well is going to remain closed a little bit longer. Can get it open with about one more burn here. The S piece is really going to help him. Finally gets the Tetris. 350 for Evan, 364 for Anjing. Anjing's board has remained... Oh, sorry, Anjing transitions 384. Anjing's board has stayed nice and clean. Evan transitions 351. So a little bit behind in score here. But let's see what happens in the transition. Of course, the POW kill screen happening on level 19, where the speed will not increase any further. So both players really need to start thinking about getting their boards back in order. Evan trailing by about a Tetris here. 388 for Evan, 414 for Anjing, both on level 18. Not a lot of time left. Evan in a little bit of trouble. The board is starting to fall apart for him. Anjing's board staying nice and clean. Evan transitions 396, but just can't do anything, and it's going to top out, giving Anjing game number 1 at 474. Anjing showing off a little bit of their 19 skills here. Can't do anything with these 15 starts. 15 is legit charcoal. Yeah, 17 is rough. Okay. Okay, both players on the same seed. Both players ready for game number 2. So let's get them counted down in... Oh, wait, no, they're not both ready. Hang on, wait, no, cancel that, cancel that. We'll just ignore it, it's fine. Or keep going. That's also fine. I'm very sorry. Both players getting started. No immediate issues on either board. Although, right as I say that, Anjing with a L-piece dependency does get it filled. That's another one on the right-hand side. Fills it with a long bar. Finally gets a Tetris. Their first Tetris of the match. Evans had 2 already. Really satisfying stack from Evan. A proper high right-hand side. Got the proper double well. Very much reminds me of Tetris 101 tutorials. Great fun. But let's do a little bit of an early score update here. We've got Evan with 141, Anjing 106. So Evan taking the early lead with 2 Tetrises. Anjing's board staying a little bit more stable now, but unfortunately has a pit in the center, which is going to slow pace a little bit more. And while they're already down, not a great time. However, is setting up for the center well, just waiting on the long bar, but the long bar isn't coming. It looks like possibly getting a little bit droughted. Hangs the S piece. Board's getting a little bit out of control now for Anjing. Needs to get that column 2 well open, gets it open, and is starting to downstack. but all this time, Evan is building a little bit of a lead here. 283 for Evan, 166 for Anjing. That long bar's really going to help out, and another one is going to get the center well back open. Just needs to wait for a long bar for the Tetris. But Evan is far ahead of 100,000 points in the lead over Anjing. Finally gets that Tetris, does Anjing. 201 to Evan's 332. Evan's board now looking a little bit spicy. He's getting good pieces to downstack this, but will this be an opportunity for Anjing to start chipping away at this point lead? It all depends on the piece sequence that Evan gets and if he can utilize the pieces to get out of this dig, and it looks like he can. One more burn will get him out, and with that long bar, he will be ready for a Tetris. There it is. 365 to Anjing's 254. We are nearing the Joey Parker turn. EvanJ looking like gearing up for a very impressive transition score here. Anjing also very respectable transition score if the pace continues how it's been going. Let's see. Anjing gets a Tetris. We are past the Joey Parker turn. Then gets a dirty Centerwell Tetris and is setting up for no was not, just a little bit of an interesting long bar dependency, but Evan is definitely a smarter player than me, so he had a plan and it worked out. Unfortunately, a couple of unfortunate pieces for Evan. Just nothing that you can really do with, and misses the 5-tap on the J piece. It's all starting to fall apart a little bit now for Evan, and so close to the transition as well. Needs to start burning this down and has 10 lines until the transition to the kill screen. Let's see what he can do to try and downstack this. Unfortunately, misdrops the J piece, and Evan's going to be done at 475. So Anjing, you have a chase down. It is 476. 476 is your target. Can you do it? Let's see how long they can survive on the kill screen. Really needs a long bar, and it's... Oh, it came eventually, but unfortunately the board is falling apart for Anjing, and it looks like that's going to be it for them with 398. So game number 2 goes to Evan. Either way, both players are already on the same seed, so let's get them counted down for game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Have a few on your playlist. Hell yeah. Alright, both players getting started. No initial issues on either board here. Let's see, a couple of long bar dependencies for Evan, but fills them, gets the well back open. Anjing's board looking a little bit spicy, a little bit cheesy, a little bit B-typey. Needs a long bar over to the right, but looks like could be getting droughted. Finally gets the long bar. It's good for a double. Gets another long bar to try and burn this back down, but it gives Evan the opportunity to start building a bit of a lead here. Ooh. Evan having to cover the well. It's getting a little bit high up, no real place to put the S piece, but gets a couple of really nice spins to try and keep the board as clean as possible. But it is still building higher and higher. Somehow gets the S piece over, but it's over for Evan at 67,000. Haha, 67. So, Anjing, your target is 68,000. 68. You got Ghost Burn twice. Hate it when that happens. Anjing can absolutely line this one out. Currently 63,000. Few more burns, and they will get there. Evan saying snooze, score a Tetris. Oh! Anjing misdrops a couple of pieces. Push down. One push down point will do it. There we go! Anjing is good for game number 3 by 3 points. Oh, that was incredible. So let's get them counted down for game number 4 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I am not Wyoma. I don't have a break. Like, an inside joke is happening right now, I think. Or, like, references to media that I don't know. A very creative stack from EvanJ early on. It's fine. Evan digs these. Anjing, however, starting out very nicely with a right well setup. However, is getting majorly droughted early on. Finally gets the long bar for the Tetris. EvanJ running into that same drought. Am I losing my voice? This can't be happening. No. I don't want to lose my voice. Oh, misdrop of that L piece for Evan might cause a couple of issues. It's a little bit high up here and is losing a lot of pace to Anjing here. 13,000 to Evan, 83 to Anjing. And the board just keeps climbing for Evan. Would really like a long bar. Or just any piece that would burn anything, but it isn't going to get it, and it's going to top out at 16,000, giving game number 4 to Anjing and putting them on set point. Both players are ready for game number 5. They're on the same seed, so let's get going in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I'm doing well, I hope you are. How does it feel to be hydrated? It feels good. You know, drink water is good. my can of Red Bull is actually empty right now, so I don't know. I'll simply have to get some water in between this set and the match that's happening in 4 minutes. Got a very busy evening tonight with restreams. Both players getting started, both with a couple of holes in their board, which is going to slow down both of their paces. So both actually neck and neck right now, but Anjing's going to pull ahead with that Tetris, being the first person to get clean and Tetris ready. Evan looking a little bit spicy still. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm like slightly tired, I think, you know. I'm doing my best. Evan misses the spin on that S piece, but probably now is considering building Dusty one from the bottom. Oh, nice T-tuck there for Evan, but unfortunately the board is still climbing. Anjing still has a bit of a lead here. 96 for Evan, 107 for Anjing. Both players get a simul Tetris, keeping Anjing one Tetris in the lead. Let's see, a couple more holes in the stack for Evan. It's going to slow down pace even more, which gives Anjing that opportunity to continue building this lead. Currently nearly 100,000 points in the lead, with Evan at 153,000 points to Anjing's 249. Evan currently hitting a drought. It looks like this seed has been particularly droughty, with only 15 long bars so far. And this drought is just continuing on, and there's the long bar for Evan, but couldn't flip it. And finally gets one for a Tetris. Anjing's board also now starting to look a little bit spicy. Needs to start down stacking as Evan's finally hit the groove once again. Anjing waiting on the long bar, but with this seed, it doesn't seem like a sure shout to wait for a long bar, but finally gets it. The well is back open and ready for Tetrises, and there is one. Currently 309 for Anjing, 243 for Evan. Nice tuck setup for Evan, but the board is looking a little bit unbalanced. And it's going to have to spend a little bit of time, a couple of burns to get it back to a nice balance. And gets another Tetris, but unfortunately is still around 100,000 points behind Anjing. Very sort of dominant lead here from Anjing, has kept it going from the beginning of the game until almost kill screen here. So I think this is going to come down to kill screen play more than anything else, and if Evan can pull out any kill screen play to see if he can make up this deficit, which is quite a large deficit. Evan currently 283, Anjing 425. And of course, don't count Anjing out on the kill screen. We've seen them do some cool stuff, getting to level 21, I think, last time the kill screen came about. Both players actually know Anjing's got one more Tetris available to them before the transition. Evan has got one and a burn. Evan transitions 336. He's keeping it low, is just kind of going through. Anjing transitions 521. Let's see what happens here. Both players keeping it clean. Unfortunately, a couple of misdrops for Anjing. Needs to get something over left and right. Can't do it, and it's going to top out at 523,000 points. So this absolutely isn't a gimme, Evan. You have a chase down to 524,000 points. 524. See what he can do. So far, so good. He is staying alive. He is taking singles. Let's see how far he can take this. It's staying alive so far. Set up for a Tetris. Waiting on that long bar, but the seed once again is being incredibly cruel. Getting droughted once again. Where is that long bar? What is this drought? Finally, long bar gets a Tetris, bringing him to 398. Still a long climb to 524. I thought he was done there, but manages to get a piece over left. But I think that's possibly it for Evan at 4:02, giving game number 5 and the set to Anjing. Congratulations, Anjing. Commiserations, Evan. You both played incredibly well. I have been Alice Fernan. Stick around because we've got another match happening right now. With a CTL Division 4A match between Spectric and EvanJ happening in 5 minutes.